What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Rahul. As you know, today's video is going to be a little bit different, but if you've been following my channel for a long time, it's going to be something that you haven't seen in a long time. It's a meta discussion video. So I used to do these back in the day before every regionals, kind of throw my 2 cents out there, kind of give you the big three, big four, big five to watch out for, and what I think the meta is going to be. And I haven't done one of these in a really long time because I think I've lost a little bit of time figuring out where the meta is myself. And that being said, I've kind of been a little bit lacking in that regard. But I am very vocal on social media about what I believe in the meta as we get closer and closer to an event. And I think it's worth it to put out these videos again. So without further ado, this is your Toronto/Greensboro meta report, because I don't really feel like I need to do two different ones for this. The format's the same. Nothing changes in between. We don't get any new promos, any new cards. Everything is literally the exact same in between weeks. We'll just get a little bit of a better shaping for the meta when we get to Greensboro comparatively to Toronto, in case there's any like big sleeper decks that we need to watch out for. So as most of you know, for Expanded, the biggest change that there's two things that change the way we look at Expanded now. One, Team Up is introduced, so we now have these bigger, bulkier tag teams, and we already saw Archie's Whale Lord making a big splash, no pun intended, when that was a thing. So now we look over to what else gets introduced. Eevee Snorlax, Celosaur, Latios, all these new guys are coming around. And they are all very good in their own right. So they will definitely make a splash. But the bigger thing that changes a lot of the way people are going to play and build their decks is the bans of Delinquent and Lusamine. So if you're unaware, Delinquent and Lusamine are both already banned from expanded play. That means that we don't have to worry about this red card, Delinquent, peaking red card, Marshadow nonsense anymore, which is, thank God, honestly, because I was getting sick of that. I would have to worry about Lusamine and Zorotoad. So yeah. So the meta now, what changes primarily moving forward is Zorotoad, I think, goes from like here to here. Like just off the completely off the radar. Like Zorotoad doesn't have all day. They can't sit there doing 10, 20 damage with Quaking Punch. Sure, they can lock you out of the game, but eventually they'll probably, like, they just gotta go trade Tortuga, put it back. Trade Tortuga, put it back. Trade Tortuga, put it back. And without Lusamine, they can't really reuse their supporters. So like what they're doing every turn has diminished greatly. They can't really like perfect lock you into the exact supporters they need, into the exact tools they get every turn. That perfect locked is gone. So in a sense that Zorotoad is one of the biggest, proprietors of just being an awful deck to play against, and it's gone. Zoro Exodia is also going to be gone. There was a deck entirely built around red card, Marshadow Delinquent turn 1 into peaking red card, and that deck literally just loses everything it has because Delinquent is the only supporter it plays. So that's gone. A lot of the Zorogarb lists were playing 1 to 2 Delinquent. Almost all of them had 1, and most of them had 2. And now that the ban has happened, I think the decks will have to change a little bit differently, and red card, the red card counts may go down, and like end counts may go up, or chorus counts may go up, and we might see Zorogarb decks becoming more aggressive. That being said, I think Zoroark in general is still very good, but there is a lot of decks that prey on it now. Archie's, I think, has a very favorable Zoroark matchup, especially with the introduction of Eevee Snorlax tag team. You can play one Eevee, and your matchup against Zoroark decks becomes favorable, like very favorable, because they can't really deal with the Eevee Snorlax unless they're playing Lycanroc, and if they're playing a Lycanroc, you've got a Whale Lord. So like the problems are pretty much answered by anything you could have in your deck that they don't. The new kid on the block that is actually every single YouTuber has made a video on the deck list. Every single YouTuber has a take on it. Every Twitch streamer, everybody's got their own take because the deck is so good. It is not like it is false hype. It's not like some deck that like I haven't tested either. I've tested it. It's actually nutty. It's the Pikazak, expanded Pikazak. You got Max Elixirs, you got a Scramble Switch, you have you literally have any card in the arsenal to pretty much. You're just playing a better Rayquaza. You're playing a Rayquaza that can full blitz and accelerate energy onto the bench. Like it covers pretty much every dimension that you could ask for. And it's like, it's a pretty self-sufficient. You have flash energy, so you can pretty much deal with weakness and stuff like that. So the deck itself is very insane. If things don't change, it's probably my top runner, just because like my front runner, because it's so aggressive and powerful. It has so many good matchups across the board, that like most decks that it plays against, it just overwhelms with pure pressure. It does in standard, but in expanded you can do it faster with trainers mails, max elixirs, battle compressor, Indicoco. Like you have the means to do things like this now. So I think that's the most going to be the new kid on the block. I think that's the deck that you guys will see. I think you'll see those Archie's decks, because I think Archie's isn't going to go anywhere. And I think you'll definitely see those Zoroark variants. And then after that, I think the next step up will be some sort of fighting deck that comes out, something like maybe Israel Sosa's top 8, Lucario deck, the Hitmonchan Wobbuffet deck that's been popping up that I've also been testing personally. I'll throw my list out there later this week on the YouTube. I just don't want to be like looking like I'm the guy who's throwing out untested lists just because I want, the clickbaits or whatever. I've been busy with midterms. And I think like those decks will definitely be the big front runners to deal with. And if you're going into testing, I was watching Jimmy Pinaris' video on DDG earlier, and he says if your deck can't beat Pikazek, I would just move on immediately. And I think that sentiment echoes with myself as well, because it is the strongest new kid on the block, and if you've tested enough, that's the deck to beat. That being said, you can't just beat that, because you'll lose to Archie's if you're playing anything fighting. Archie's just kind of claps you, because Archie's just hasn't gone anywhere. So there is like some sort of a triangle meta once again, and you have to hedge your matchup, see what you're gonna get, and then work from there. But those are the big 3 or 4, I think, in my opinion. And that all being said, good luck. I don't think I need to drone on the subject anymore, and you guys will be okay. And see you in Toronto. I won't be in Greensboro, but yeah, feel free to shoot me questions. I'll answer them to the best of my ability. And all that being said, good luck, have fun, and subscribe, all the mumbo jumbo that I usually give you guys. Love you. Bye.